This is Haley with HaleyWithAFlair.com, back for travel here on Monday nights. I'm here on HAPS, multicasting to all over the internet between Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with a different travel topic for us to go over and chat about. So tonight we are going to be talking about Aruba, and I actually had one of our fellow followers here send over some rates. So if you guys are interested in going to Aruba, Beth has some fun rates for you guys tonight. So let's get this started. And if you are new here, please remember to follow and also share this with your followers. Oh, hi, Andrew. I always get ADD with the comments. Andrew, how are you doing? Ooh, and I have an announcement that I'll make at the end of this. Thank you for the like. I hope you guys all had a great Monday. It's a very busy Monday in the travel world. Lots of travel news going on, lots of work. Lindsay, hello. Lindsay, I'm assuming you saw some of the news I'm going to talk about in a bit. I'm actually going to flash it up here real quick. So I'm going to be here on HAPS twice a week. That's right, twice a week. Let me pop this one off quickly. So my bestie and I are going to be hosting a true travel morning show on Tuesdays, Travel Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's not going to necessarily be quite as informal as this one, but we're going to tackle all the new topics for the week. We're going to have a Q&A session at the end of the broadcast. It's going to be a lot of fun. So you guys get to put up with me 2 days in a row. That is the plus of this. So let me pop that back off here. And this is what we're going to be talking about tonight. Let me get these up. I had to throw in a video of flamingos because I know whenever I think of Aruba, I think of flamingos. Lindsay, I hope you like watching it too. I'm really excited about that. So it's going to multicast. I know that we're having a little issue connecting it to Instagram. So I'm going to have to figure that out. Don't mind the person in this video. It's just a stock video I found of flamingos. Simon says, welcome. You work for Intercontinental. I have an IHG property as well. Cody, welcome. Cody loves Aruba. Cody, what do you like doing in Aruba? So, Lindsay, I was supposed to be in Aruba on a sailing potentially. We talked about doing ABCs, and then I ended up switching that and going to Paris last year. But we were supposed to do an ABC cruise with my mother on the Celebrity Summit, but we bought a house, and at first money was tight, and then I had a bunch of rewards I could redeem to go to Paris, so I went to Paris. When we were finally on our way to O'Hare, my friend realized his passport expired, so we went to Florida and said, Andrew, that is devastating. Oh my goodness, that is devastating. I would die. But that is a good point. Everybody check your passport dates, because some countries that you travel to will not allow you in if your passport is expiring within 6 months of your travel dates too. Lindsay, I hear you. So Cody likes beach time, walking around the city. Cody loves the ABCs. Simon, I agree. I love Intercontinentals. They are beautiful. Do you work for a particular Intercontinental, Simon? And Simon, if you like my hotel content, if you're on TikTok, I'm at Haley with a Flair on TikTok too. And I have some content on there that you will appreciate. I've worked in the hotel industry for 14 years. Andrew's been to Curacao, but not Aruba. See, I'm itching to really get to Bonaire, especially because I like to dive and I like to snorkel, and that is some of the best that you can do. It has. It's been so long. All right, guys, I am going to pull up our first slide. It's an overview. Let's turn our video off here. And what we're going to talk about today. So here's the guide. We're going to give an island overview. We're going to talk about the current COVID testing requirements, things to do, top restaurants, and then Beth from Busy Bee sent over a couple rates she wanted me to throw up here for you guys. All right, let's pull up number 3. Let's see here. Cody says it's definitely worth making it happen when you can, Lindsay. All of them are beautiful. All right, guys. So some fun facts about Aruba. So the official languages are Dutch, and I think it's called Papiamento. Don't ask me to pronounce that, but those are the official languages. English is very common, though. The official currency is the florin, but the USD is widely accepted. What you'll even see at ATMs is they'll give you an option for USD or a florin. Aruba is super windy, as it's super windy at my house right now. They average 14 to 21 mile per hour winds year round. Like, that's constantly. That's why they have the trees that are kind of lent over to the one side. It's part of the ABC Islands, as we've all discussed here tonight. So that is Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. The island is actually 18 miles off of the coast of Venezuela. It is 20 miles long, 5 miles wide. Taxis don't have meters there, and there are $3 surcharges on Sunday. And their slogan is One Happy Island. Our rates are starting to come up too, Simon. Let's see here. Let's hop to our next one. Does anybody have questions on this? If you have questions, please feel free to ask right along the way. This is an interactive show. It's a little different than tomorrow's, but this is interactive. So please feel free to ask. All right, let's pull up our next slide. The important ones. Current COVID-19 requirements. So everybody traveling, the flamingo does look happy. So for anybody traveling to Aruba right now, they are open for tourism, but there are some things you need to know. You need to complete an ED card. That stands for embarkation and disembarkation card. It's in essence like a health assessment. That's where you're going to fill out, no, I don't have COVID symptoms. You're going to submit your COVID test. That is what that's for. So, Lindsay, somebody gave me a couple recommendations that we're going to have at the end of this slide so you can take a peek. And one of them is family friendly, if you're looking for a family friendly place. They do require a COVID test within 72 hours of travel. They used to have a list of states that didn't have to do this COVID testing. That has since changed, and everybody has to have one. However, if you are flying JetBlue into Aruba, JetBlue has partnered with Aruba where you can take an at-home saliva test. So the more you know. Another requirement is you have to purchase their travel insurance. It's anywhere from $10 to kids to $30 for adults, but it is mandatory required. That's actually cheaper than it used to be when they first opened back up. Curfews. You need to keep in mind that Lindsay, it's sometimes nice to travel without them. I do appreciate my adult trips. There are still curfews in place between midnight and 5 a.m. Beaches have an even longer curfew from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. Those are called restricted zones. So make sure you guys are aware of that. Yes, currently, Andrew, that is the thing. If you're on a resort, that could be a little bit different, but this is for public beaches. The more you know. Jill, thanks for subscribing. All right, guys, next slide. Here's some ideas for things to do. So there's Renaissance Island Park, and if anybody's been, feel free to chime in with some of the ones that you had. Like I said, I wasn't able to do this sailing, so I had to do a little bit of recon on my end. So Renaissance Island Park, the Aruba Aloe Factory Museum, they have a butterfly farm. I am a sucker for butterfly farms. I just think butterflies are so magical and whimsical and beautiful. I can't help it. De Palm Island, Eagle Beach and Palm Beach. Io and Karisbari rock formations. They have a bunch of natural pools. I know Cozumel has some of these. They're kind of really cool to swim in, but you need to be careful if it's a high current day, of course. There's full island tours, and it's going to be pretty much like what you can find on most Caribbean islands. There's going to be snorkeling. There's going to be ATV and UTV tours, lunch, brunch, sunset cruises, glass bottom boat, sailing tours. You can explore the city, walk around the local markets. There's dining tours. So, it's pretty similar to a lot of Caribbean style, beach style locations. Don't have that luxury. I know, but like I love traveling with my daughters though too, Lindsay. We make do with the time when we don't have her when she's at her dad's. So last time I got nervous and swatted and killed 8 of them. Now I'm banned from all butterflies. Andrew, you don't kill the butterflies. Any recommendations for an overnight stop? I'm on Grandeur sailing in February 2021, and we have an overnight. So, Richard, I've done overnights in different ports, and I would highly recommend getting a night at a hotel so you can actually stay on the island. I mean, you may not want to incur that extra fee, but I mean, you can get a night at a hotel so you have access to a pool, do some local tours. You can kind of stay out late without having to worry about getting back on board. Andrew, my mom loves glass bottom boats. That's like her jam whenever she goes somewhere tropical. She doesn't really like to snorkel. She doesn't really like, to dive anymore, but she loves that. Richard, what kind of activities do you like to do? Beverage break. So while we wait for Richard to tell us what he likes to do, I'm going to pull up the next slide, which are some of the best restaurants that you can eat at. So there's Fred's Restaurant, Ocean Z Restaurant, Carte Blanc Restaurant, Senses Fine Dining, The Kitchen Table, Bohemian Bar and Restaurant, LG Smith Steak and Chop House, Opus Ocean and Grill, Bavaria German Restaurant, Taste My Aruba, and the West Deck. Andrew, thank you so much for the Appreciate You award. So how much can you see on a glass bottle? You can see quite a bit. Let me see if I can find a picture for you that we can throw up here, Andrew. How does that sound? Let's see here. I can get you an example because I'm a visual learner myself. This is a perfect image. Now keep in mind there's different versions of glass bottom boats. Some have more of a submerged bottom. Some have a viewing tank, kind of like I'm going to show you right here. It all varies. All right, I shut that to downloads. I think it's on the desktop. There it is. All right, close. Let's take off number 6 here quickly so we can show Andrew this glass bottom boat. So there's an example of a glass bottom boat for you guys that have not been on one. They're pretty neat, especially if you're not down with swimming in the ocean, but you still want to see turtles and things like that. Here's a good example for you. Miriam, thanks so much for subscribing. Now, you guys remember, if you are watching on Periscope, Periscope is ending the 31st of this month. I'm very sad. I spent a lot of time building up my Periscope, so it's very bittersweet here. So make sure you guys hop over to Haps. That is where I am doing a lot of broadcasting, and this allows me to also multicast to Facebook, Twitter. It's supposed to be Instagram, but Instagram's not working right now, and YouTube. So make sure you guys check that out. And we do have a travel community as well. If you are on Facebook, if you go search Today in Travel, I changed the name of the group from Travel with a Flair tonight because of the new show. Or if you go in your URL box and search todayintravel.live, it'll bring you to our online community where you guys can ask questions and give ideas for things that you'd like to see on the shows coming up and moving forward. Yeah, Andrew, it is really nice. So, Richard, if I were you and you were going to do an overnight on Grandeur, I would get a hotel room for the night. And there's other resorts like the two, aside from the two we're going to talk about today, like the Holiday Inn is not all inclusive, so you can find a very good rate there. And it's right on the beach. So I would get a room there. I would do a fun activity during the day, kind of like a beach escape, snorkeling, catamaran thing. Then I would follow that with a food tour. And then you can go to the resort at night, hang out, have some fun cocktails by the pool, wake up bright and early on the island, and then maybe do another activity before you get back on board. Andrew, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's hop to that back to that food slide, guys. Nope, that's not the one I wanted. That's the sneak peek one. Not the to-do. We want number 6. Sorry about that. Okay, so I also put some of the specialties and the delicacies, local delicacies here in Aruba. So there's, I think it's pastiche. I know, I want to say patisserie in French, but they're like fried pies that are like empanadas stuffed with meats and cheeses. Then there's stobas, which is a goat meat or a beef flavored stew with hunks of goat or beef. Then we have fruteras, which are fried black beans with cheese. Then you have pisha hasa, which is that picture that you see on here. It is fried fish with Cajun seasoning, Cajun Creole seasonings. That is a big to-do there, as well as bolo barraco, which is a rum cake. So there are some specialties for you guys to try out if you are going to be heading that way. And then I don't know if Beth is in here. Beth, are you in here? Let me know if you're in here before I move to your slide. Our favorite place was Diana's Pancakes place for Dutch pancakes. Cody, that sounds so good. You guys, look at that recommendation that Cody gave us. Diana's Pancakes. I'm going to kind of Google that for a hot second here, Cody, because I want to see these pancakes. I love breakfast food. Thanks. Aruba. If I can get you guys a picture. So these are like Dutch baby pancakes. Has anybody ever had a Dutch baby pancake? Let me see if it'll let me save this image. It will. Let's see here. Upload that image. Rum cakes are so good. What's even better is when you are listening to that Cake by the Ocean song and then you get to hear Rum Cake by the Ocean. That's what I turn it into. And here are some of the Dutch baby pancakes from Diana's Pancakes in Aruba that Cody just mentioned. They look so good. Beth, there you are. Hello, hello, Beth. I'm going to pull up the hotels that you recommended. So, Beth, feel free to add some comments to those. It wouldn't let me download your slides. But Beth, you guys, is a travel advisor, and she sent me a couple recommendations for you guys to take a look at. If you have questions about it, I have her contact info. We're going to move to that right now. A Dutch pancake. So it's a pancake that you do in the oven, and the sides kind of puff up, and it has almost like a kind of a custardy middle. All right, so Beth has some recommendations. One is the Renaissance by Marriott Aruba. Beth, now remind me, are these week-long? Because I thought that they were. I think these are week-long rates. The Renaissance by Marriott is adults only. They do have an all-inclusive option. 6 restaurants, pool. They have their own private island that they can ferry you to. And it is beachfront. And then the other one that we have here is the Tamarjan Aruba All-Inclusive. They have 10 restaurants, pool, beachfront. It just got renovated. And Lindsay, this is the one that has a kids program. And these are land-only rates. These are not flights included, guys. And these are for 7 nights. These are some of the pricing that she has available. So if you guys are interested in that, here's her information down here. And she is on Instagram too, guys. There are flamingos on that island. It's very cool. So if you want to get up and close and personal with some flamingos, Beth can hook you up with that. Andrew, yes, you should reach out to Beth. She's got a lot of information on these, so I would highly recommend checking those out. Leave this up here for a pinch more. And do you know what? Let's take off this one, and let's put the flamingos up here one more time, guys. One more time. So you know that the color of a flamingo is based on like this algae or whatever they eat in the water? Patrick Michael, tell me everything about Aruba flamingos. Well, Patrick, if you want to learn everything about Aruba, I've got to take off this one and give you the All About Aruba quick guide. Wink, wink. So who has questions and who has a topic they want to see next Monday night? So these Monday broadcasts are very informal. It's a Q&A. We pick one topic and just kind of go back and forth on it. Last week, we did Oasis of the Seas from Royal Caribbean. This week, obviously, we're doing Aruba. What would you guys like to see next week? Do you want to talk about a ship? Do you want to talk about another destination? Do you want to talk about hotel rewards programs? I really do, Patrick. I try to. So let me pop this one off too. And then this is the sneak peek to the show that my bestie and I are starting tomorrow, guys. It's going to be 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a travel morning show. So make sure you guys check that out too. Pop that out. Leave this up here a little bit more for Beth because I got to throw my other slide up here. Let's see here. Yes, they do, Andrew. They do have casinos. Virgin Voyages. Do you know what? That is a fantastic topic. Chris, did you see the new travel show that's starting tomorrow? Andrew, that's very easy. I do that on a lot of islands that I go to. Highly recommend. Patrick, you should have been here for last week, so you'd have to watch the replay. I love Oasis of the Seas. The only thing I wish I could change is I wish they got rid of that tramp stamp slide on the back because I hate the new slides, the Ultimate Abyss. I think they're ugly. And I wish they had Mamma Mia on board versus Cats because Cats is awful. I love musical theater, but I'd rather gouge my eyeballs out with freaking razor blades and pour lemon juice in them than watch Cats. Super easy. Perfect. All right, guys. So let's talk about Virgin Voyages next week. That's going to be the game plan. So here is my live schedule. Would love to catch you guys. I am on TikTok. I hop to a TikTok live right after this. And if you guys aren't on TikTok, you totally should be. It's a lot of fun. There's really great travel writers and stuff on there with really great tips too. I have a great time. I have a lot of hotel tips and stories. So if you want to know some crazy stories about stuff that happens in hotels, TikTok is the place to be, folks. But if you guys are also on Instagram, that's where I post more tips. I actually posted a really great post on Instagram today. It is my top 5 vacation money saving tips. And it's done in a post so you guys can actually bookmark it and save it. It's really great. I put a lot of work into it. So I highly recommend you checking it out. Yes, we will be live tomorrow morning. It is our first launch of Today in Travel, launching tomorrow here on HAPS at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it will be multicasting to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. It's supposed to go to Instagram. We have to figure that out. And if you guys want to join the online community, you can go to todayintravel.live, or you can search Today in Travel in groups on Facebook. So make sure you guys check that out. Absolutely, Joseph. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. If you have Aruba questions about those properties I had up, hit up Beth. And Jason and I will see you guys bright and early in the morning. Have a great night, everybody. You could always just put an earpiece in, Andrew.